Release the Kraken!
Welcome back, fellow game designers. In our last video, we went ahead and made the body armor, belt, and some accessories for Jill. And in this one, we're going to go ahead and make the gloves. So before we get started, let's go ahead and save. File, save as. This will be Jill 14. Then I'm going to jump over onto the hand. Let's go ahead and turn symmetry on. As I'm looking at the hand, it looks like she has kind of baby hands. If I go in, just take a look. That's very, very tiny. So I'm going to go into vertex selection. I'm going to select the hand from about here over. So just into the starting of the wrist there. I'm going to press B to turn on soft select. And then hold down B, left click and drag to adjust my radius. And I want to get the radius so that I get some red up into the wrist here. I'll check for my other angles. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to scale. So get my scale tool, grab the middle scale, and I'll scale. I'll move it up a little bit. Just check my positioning overall. Okay, you see I got like a little bump in the wrist there. I'll use my smooth tool to smooth that out, so sculpting. Get my smooth tool. Hold down B, left click and drag to adjust my radius. Grab my tool settings and adjust my strength. Remember that a higher value is going to give you a stronger smooth. A lower value will give you a weaker smooth. I'll go to about 40% here. And then just get that. Okay. I can also tackle some of the knuckles here. Go ahead and turn off the tool settings. You can see the knuckles are very jagged. So I'll go over here, maybe adjust my brush a little bit. Get that really knobby knuckle and just smooth that. And I'm doing simple clicks. Instead of dragging the entire time, just clicking and then do a little drag. Click, little drag, little drag, little drag. If you smooth too much, you'll undo all of your work. So I just want to smooth a little bit to take out some of the jaggedness. I'll check my knuckles from here. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab my pull brush. So it's this one here. And I need to go around the fingers. You can see that the fingers are the fingertips are very flat. That's not how fingertips look, so I'm going to go over, adjust the size of my pull brush here. Let me try doing it from this angle and just grab and pull down a little bit. Grab and pull down a little bit. Trying to round off the fingernail. Adjust my brush, I'll pull up from the middle of the nail. I'll smooth a bit. Remember that you can hold shift to smooth. And then check different angles just to make sure things are looking okay. Go ahead and do that for your other fingers. So from here, it's rinse and repeat. I'm just going to go ahead and speed through this. And of course, as you're doing this, just be very careful you don't pull and collapse your fingernails. So everybody, you should know that this is not correct, right? That would not be correct. If you were to go under here and, twist this around, that would not be correct. Just try to be aware of what you're doing as you're working on your model. Again, subtle movements. Now I'll show you a quick trick. So if you're working with, your fingers or whatever and they're in the way, what you can do is you can hide parts of the mesh. If I hit Q, go into face selection. Let me turn off soft select. I'll hit B to turn that off. And I'll select the finger that I want to work on. So I'll come over to here and I will drag a selection around the finger I'm working on, like so. Okay. I do Control-Shift-I, and then I'll hit H to hide. And that's going to hide the whole model except for that finger. And then I can just work on that finger. So back to object mode. I'm going to go over and get my pull brush. And then another tool you can use, so I like to go up and just pull the nail to kind of get the center of it. But another tool you can use, if I come up here, we have an inflate tool. So right about here, it's just like a little bubble. If I grab that, adjust my brush size here, so tools, my strength 0.2, I think that's good. What that does is it basically pulls things up for you as a single stroke. Check this out. And that'll inflate that selection. So if you think that works better at smoothing out the top of the nail, getting that curvature, you're welcome to use it. I might dial that down just a little bit, maybe 0.5. Adjust my brush size a little bit and try that again. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to hit Q to turn off my tool, make sure I'm in object mode, and I want to bring back my model. I'm going to go up to display, come down to show and hide, and go down to show and go down to show last hidden. That's going to make my model come back. And I can do the same thing for my pinky. I can go ahead and grab face selection. I'll select the part of the finger that I want. Control-Shift-I to invert, and then H to hide. And now I can work on just this part of the finger. Alright. Let me hit Q. Let me turn on the last hidden. So show last hidden. A little bit nicer on the fingernails. Not perfect, but with more time you can always make it better. Okay, so to make the gloves, I'm going to go up to the top view. Let's go into face selection, and I'm going to select all the way through the wrist, up through about here on the fingers. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go into perspective here. I'll just check. I'll go back about here. So I'm going to go ahead and click, hold shift, double click, then I grab a ring. I think that's far enough. On the thumb here, I'll do the same thing. Just make sure I got a complete ring all the way around. And I think that's good. It's about right for each finger. And then I'm going to duplicate faces. So hold shift, hold right click, duplicate face. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to object mode. I will grab the body. Go ahead and name this body. That way it's easier to find. Go ahead and grab the glove here. I'll name that glove. Okay. Now, what I need to do is, our glove is exactly in line with the body, but we can't use the techniques we've used before in order to expand the glove, because that will cause some issues. For example, if I were to grab this and just scale it, go ahead and hit center pivot here. If I were to scale, you'd see that this would start clipping through the hand. So I can't just isolate certain areas and expand it. Instead, what I have to do is extrude the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll go up to the extrude button. I'll click that. And then I'm going to expand this. If I pull the arrow, there we go. Awesome. I'll go ahead and grab the body. I'll hide that. But now if you look inside, you can see that we have a full interior, which we don't want. So what I'm going to do, go into edge selection. I'm going to double click the bottom edge, like so. That's going to give me the most interior edge. Now, of course, if you like having the double-sided glove, you're welcome to keep it, but we're never going to see inside the glove unless you're going to have it like on a display, like inside of a menu or something, and you see like the glove spinning. You would probably never see it. So in my case, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just select these inner rings here. Go up to Edit Mesh, Detach. Go into Object Selection, Mesh, Separate. That should give us an outer section and an inner section. Now I'll take the interior section and just delete that off. So now I just have this exterior glove. And of course I do have to rename it. You can see it's inside of a group here called glove because we separated everything out. Let's save our work and then get rid of history. Delete all by type. History. Yeah. And then I can go ahead and just bevel the edges on the fingers. So I'll go into edge selection. I'll double click the outer edge on the fingers. Get the one on the thumb here. And I'll get the one on the back of the wrist. Hold shift, hold right click, bevel. Adjust the fraction however you like. I like all the way to 1, looks pretty good for me. Go into object selection. Now that edge that we made, since we made a fraction of 1, overlaps exactly with the previous edge. So if I grab that, there's actually 2 edges there. So what I'm going to do is go to object selection, go up to edit mesh, and then hit merge. And that should merge down those vertices. Awesome. So there's that one glove. Go ahead and clear the history on that. Now we probably have another glove on this side because we had symmetry on. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the other glove. I'll delete it. I'll rename this one. Let's go ahead and clear the history again. And I'll go ahead and pull these groups out. So and just middle mouse this and drag it out. I'll get my glove group. You can see there's nothing else in it. I can go ahead and just delete that. Find my glove. I'll go ahead and name it glove. And this is the left glove, so it'd be glove underscore left. I'll go ahead and just mirror that. So mesh, mirror options. We'll use world. We don't need to combine it and hit mirror. Okay. Turn the body on, make sure those all line up. It should. Yeah. That's going to do it for this video. In the next one, we'll do the knee pads and the elbow pads. Okay, save your work, stay tuned, and I shall see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Misty and I both thank you. If you enjoyed that video you just watched, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, there's Lame Duck Studios merch. Grab yourself a cool hat, sweater. You can always check out my Patreon, where you can get access to exclusive content just for my patrons, as well as videos ad-free ahead of time. Or pick up one of my books. The Life and Times of Dinah Marton is about a criminal psychologist who moonlights as a serial killer, and The Guardian's Path of Ascension is about 5 teens who realize they have the power of gods and have to save the universe. Both of those are available on Amazon. There are links down in the description. And The Guardians is going to be converted into a comic book. I'm working with my artist Patrick. We're pretty excited. We're shooting for an October release. You can see some of the work that's been done here. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.